Good afternoon, fans. This is the girl from MEL'S Mat Chat. Due to my internet troubles, I don't think I'm going to be able to do uploads anymore. I mean, not uploads, live streams. Due to the fact is that my internet is very, very shoddy right now. I used to be able to go on with no problem. Now I'm having a problem. I can do everything else but live stream, and I don't know why I can't live stream anymore. But it is what it is. You're still gonna get me, and I can now do my uploads whenever I want, and I'll probably get this going and upload and post a post at the same time every day. But just now I can do this whenever I want, and I'm grateful for that. So you're gonna get me this way, but you can also get me. You can also get me on my Twitter, um, Snapchat, not Snapchat, TikTok, and Instagram, which is Mel's Mat Chat, and also you can get me on Facebook and Snapchat. So you can still interact with me. It's just now you can't live. What I might do on Twitter, I might do a live, like um, possibly if I can read off of this off my computer, and I'll do a live every once in a while to we'll just interact with one another through there, and I will make a post on here so you can get there and whatnot. So let's get this started. All right, this is episode 263 of Mel's Mat Chat. Again, I want to apologize. This is like really embarrassing, but it is what it is. So do me a favor, please go check out harrys.com for all your shaving and toiletry essentials. Also, please go check out Maestro Classics and get all your beard essentials over there. Also, do me a favor and please go to liquiddeath.com and get those three awesome flavors: lime, mixed berry, and mango orange. And you could also try out the sparkling water and the mountain water. And I'm doing the sparkling water right now. It's delish. Also, do me a favor. Please go to Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com and go and check out their pumpkin chai coffee, blueberry vanilla, espresso, dark and medium roast, and Valhalla. They're hopefully going to start coming out with a little bit more flavors. Maybe a hazelnut, maybe just a plain old vanilla. I'm hoping for that because I'll be buying that shit. Seriously. Please, if you they won't be having an event for this month, but please go check back over at Fight TV and check out Exodus for HOG Wrestling. It was really, really good. I don't know if they start at 7. I'm not 100%, but I gotta watch the first part because I didn't know that they went earlier, so I didn't know. I really didn't know. So that was my stupidity. But please go check them out at hogwrestling.net, House of Glory. Also, if you're in the greater Pennsylvania area, please go check out Sanctuary and Outbreak Wrestling. You can check all social media outlets because they don't have an official website yet. And when they do, I will tell you people. Okie dokie, let's get this started. All right, let's start off with, wait, time out. First, I want to let you know I will be releasing the preview and predictions, and it's going to be an upload. It's going to be released at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, so do yourself a favor. You're going to remind yourself to go get like nice bagels and stuff like that, or go out really early, go get your croissant, go get your maybe go to stop at McDonald's, wherever, Panera, whatever. Go get your breakfast, come home, kick your feet up, have your coffee with me, and you could check out the preview and predictions of Crown Jewel. I will let you know what my thoughts were about the press conference this morning. It's great to see. Was great to see Triple H and Stephanie united front over there, and hopefully that they don't get hurt and they're going to come back safely. I'm having fucking palpitations like you wouldn't believe. I'm a mom. A couple of those guys over there could be my kid. I'm freaking out here. You know. So let's get this started to get you in and get you out, and then I can upload this quickly. We basically we went right into the match with Butch and Ridge Holland versus Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa. Let me put this on. Let me put this on. 10 minutes, so I won't have to keep touching this stupid phone for my notes. Son of a gun. The match kicks off with Butch and Sami Zayn in a lockup. Butch hits a big lariat and tags in Holland, and they both stomp on Zayn's arms. Sikoa makes a blind tag and hits Butch with a lariat. With the ref distracted, Jimmy Uso hits a cheap shot to Butch, and Zayn tags in. Zayn charges to Butch, who pulls the top rope down and sends Zayn flying over. Outside the ring, Sikoa attacks Butch from behind and throws him into the ring apron. We come back from commercial break. The match continues. With Butch and Sikoa trading strikes before Butch rolls away from the diving corner splash. Sikoa grabs Butch before he can make the blind tag, but Butch breaks free and makes the tag as Zayn is tagged in. Holland hits Zayn with a shoulder tackle and follows it with a running lariat. Sikoa makes the blind tag and hits Holland with a super kick, and then a Samoan drop before covering for a 2 count. Holland and Sikoa lock up and trade headbutts before they both tag in their partners. Zayn goes for a blue thunder bomb, but Butch rolls through and goes for the cloverleaf, but Jimmy Uso causes a distraction. Zayn hits Butch with a exploder suplex and goes for the helluva kick, but Butch dodges it. Butch goes to the top rope, but Jay Uso pulls Zayn out of the ring. Jay and Zayn argue outside as Sikoa throws Butch off the top rope. Sikoa runs out to separate the two before Holland comes running in to take everyone out with a lariat. Zayn is thrown back in the ring and Butch covers for 3. Butch and Ridge Holland pick up the victory. After the bell, the bloodline begins to argue intensely after Jimmy and Jay get in each other's faces. Roman Reigns' music hits and Reigns and Heyman make their way out to the ring. We come back from a live commercial break. All of the bloodline is standing in the ring. Reigns says it's time for him to acknowledge the elephant in the room. Reigns says, if you two want to act like children, you'll be treated like children. Reigns says he wants this problem fixed right now. Zayn says there has been a communication breakdown, specifically with Jey Uso. Zayn says that he doesn't understand why Jay can't stand Zayn. Zayn says he doesn't know what he did, but he is sorry, and he just wants to bury the hatchet to keep the bloodline strong, and Zayn holds out his hand. Jey Uso grabs the mic and tells Zayn to get his hand out of his face. Jey says he does not like Zayn and does not like him being around his family. Jey says Zayn will Jay says Zayn will never been blood and never will be. Jay says he has shed blood for everyone in this ring. Zayn says he wants a piece of the tribal chief. And Jay responds, I don't give a damn what the tribal chief says. And the crowd gasps as Reigns pops his head up. Reigns turns to Jay and looks utterly terrified. Zayn comes in to Jay's rescue to say Jay didn't mean that, and says Jay hasn't been himself lately. He hasn't felt very oozy, which literally everyone in the ring fought to stay in character and hold back their laughter. The crowd chants oozy as Jay isn't even trying to hide his laughter and sheer enjoyment of the entire segment. Reigns says if Jay doesn't get his act together, he will make Sami Zayn a full blown oos and will change his name to Sammy Oos, which the crowd chants. Heyman takes over and reminds the crowd of Reigns' upcoming title match at Crown Jewel. And Heyman says he will then go to a message from their sponsors in 3, 2, 1. I gotta hand it to everybody in that fucking segment. Sami Zayn fucking got I feel that every time he gets that, he should get a fucking $10,000 bonus. It gives him motivation, like, I'm gonna fucking get this guy. We come back from commercial break. Maximum Male Models versus The New Day. The match begins with Woods and Mansoor in a lockup. Mansoor takes a moment to pose for the crowd, as Woods just looks on for some reason. Back in a lockup again, Woods breaks free and takes Mansoor down with a leg sweep and follows with a senton. Kingston tags in and hits a flying crossbody. Woods tags right back in and the ref is distracted by Maxine Dupree. And Massey makes a cheap shot and Mansoor goes for a back body drop, but Woods rolls through the tags and tags Kingston, who hits a drop kick and a flying lariat. Kingston hits the boom drop and goes to the top rope, but Mansoor runs up. Kingston knocks Mansoor back down and hits a splash. Woods tags in again, and the New Day hit the midnight hour, and Woods covers for a 3. The winner is New Day. God forbid they put over a young team, God forbid, Ronda Rousey makes her way out to the ring for her SmackDown Women's Championship Open Challenge. Accepting the challenge is the returning Emma, who the crowd does not pop anywhere near loud enough for what should be. Ronda Rousey versus Emma. Our Open Challenge Championship match begins with a lockup and Rousey backs Emma to the corner. Rousey hits a kick to the stomach to knock Emma out of the ring. Rousey goes outside the ring and throws Emma to the steel stairs. Rousey goes for a knee strike, but Emma dodges it, causing Rousey to hit the stairs knee first. Emma goes up top and hits a crossbody in the ring and covers for a 2. Rousey rolls through Emma into an abdominal stretch-like submission. Emma manages to escape and hits a big lariat to knock them both down. Emma hits a side Russian leg sweep and covers for a 2. Rousey avoids a running Emma and locks in the ankle lock. Emma rolls through to the escape, and Emma hits a German suplex as the crowd promptly gets behind Emma. Emma hits a running corner splash and covers for a 2 count. The ref gets bumped out of the way, and Rousey takes advantage of a momentary distraction and rakes the eyes of Emma. Rousey then locks in the armbar, and Emma taps out. Winner Ronda Rousey. After this match, Rousey goes to go in the back and basically is with Shayna Baszler, and then Natalya says, you're lucky. If I would have answered the challenge, you would have been standing here as champion. Natalya, I want to tell you something. You've had your runs. You've had your spotlights. It's time for you to start putting over people. And it's time for you to fucking go home and have a baby. Jesus Christ. So you're not going to have children. You're not going to have children. Lord, 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 Lord. Tyson, you got a handful on you. Legado del Fantasma versus Hit Row and the returning Shinsuke Nakamura. If you don't know by now you're going to know. Shinsuke Nakamura will be at Pro Wrestling Noah. And he's going to be taking on the retiring Great Muta. Go to Pro Wrestling Noah's website and you can get the date of that match. So the match officially begins with Ashanti and Cruz del Toro. Cruz hits a splash in the corner and tags in Escobar, who hits a running knee strike in the corner. Wild tags in and hits a rope splash and covers, but Top Dollar breaks up the cover at 2. Nakamura tags in as Escobar also is tagged in. Nakamura hits a insecurity and a sliding German suplex. Top Dollar tags in and catches a diving Cruz, and when Wild and slams them both down before Escobar runs in to hit a kick. Cruz tags in and is power slammed by Top Dollar, who tags in Nakamura, who hits a Kinshasa and covers for 3. Winners Hit Row and Shinsuke Nakamura. Come back from commercial. We have Karrion Kross versus Mad Cat Moss. The match begins with a lockup, and Moss turns to a waistlock. Kross breaks free, but Moss hits an atomic drop and then a lariat. Moss hits a shoulder tackle and a lariat that knocks Kross over the top rope to the outside. We come back with Kross stomping on Moss in the corner. Kross hits a lariat and covers for a 2. Moss tries to make a comeback, but Kross knocks him down with a hard elbow strike. Kross goes for an armbar, but Moss makes it to the ropes to force a break. Kross goes for a suplex, but Moss breaks free by hitting a series of elbows. Moss hits a lariat and then a shoulder tackle. Moss hits a spinebuster and then covers for a 2. Moss hits a spear in the corner, but off the distraction from Scarlett. Kross hits a big boot, and then Kross hits a forearm to the back of the neck, which is time's up, and Kross covers for 3. Winner, Karrion Kross. So then after that, he goes and he puts Moss in the crush jacket, and then he sends a message to Drew McIntyre, where he was at Sheamus's wedding. Congratulations to him. And he says he's just going to beat him like he beat him the last time. So we go to commercial. Before we go to commercial, Bray Wyatt is shown backstage where appears to be tears in his eyes as he paced back and forth. Before he could say anything, we cut to commercial. Back live, with the crowd illuminating the dark in the arena with their phones in front as form of the smoke emerges. Bray Wyatt. Wyatt says there's something that he wants everybody to see. Wyatt says there's no mask or no smoke, and mirrors he is hiding behind. And that is what he wants everyone to get used to. Bray Wyatt, the real man. Wyatt says he's proud to be here and he will do spectacular things while he's here. Wyatt says most of his life he has not been in control of himself. Wyatt says he has had to do some horrible things to get where he is. And that part of him he likes. That he had to do those things. The lights cut out mid-promo as the mysterious video is played where a new masked character speaks through. Cut footage. SmackDown ends with this mysterious character saying, Your Uncle Howdy. And that's the end of SmackDown. If you notice, he had a cross earring. I mean, everybody can have that. But his brother has worn it on TV. Bo Dallas. So that's what I'm a little weary about. Is he definitely going to come back? Great. Fantastic. He should have been not fired. He should have been used. He should have been used. No excuses. But we'll see what's going to go on tonight because Bray Wyatt's on he's going to be at Crown Jewel tomorrow, and that will be at noon tomorrow. So after you have your coffee with me, go have your lunch with WWE. On to Raw. Raw, Raw had Bobby Lashley has already arrived at the arena and is waiting to hear from what Brock Lesnar has to say. Last week, Nikki Cross returned after a couple of weeks off WWE TV to attack Bianca Belair and Bayley. This week, she will go one-on-one against the Raw Women's Championship champion. Tonight episode of Raw is Halloween themed, which means we can witness some Halloween themed matches. The match card for the night is Brock Lesnar's appearance, Nikki Cross versus Bianca Belair, Trick or Street Fight, Matt Riddle versus Otis, Roman Reigns segment, and a Halloween theme party, which never went, which was great. Nikki Cross and Bianca Belair start off the night on Monday Night Raw. Belair's music hits and she comes out to the ring. Cross theme song plays next. She runs out to the ring. The match begins and Nikki charges at Bianca, but Bianca ducks and knocks her down. Cross with the crossbody and followed by strikes. Nikki goes to work on Bianca in the corner. Bianca fights back with a shoulder tackle and a drop kick. She hits a fallaway slam on Nikki, who rolls out of the ring. Bianca is taken down on the apron and Nikki attacks the hurt knee. Bianca is stuck in the apron cover as Nikki continues the assault. Back from commercial, Nikki is still in control, but Bianca fights back with a backbreaker and a couple of body slams. She then picks up Nikki and hits a suplex and goes for a moonsault, but Nikki gets her knees up. Belair sent into a second turnbuckle. Nikki jumps on Belair with a choke, and both women fall out of the ring. Nikki continues to choke out Belair, but Belair slams her to the mat. Dakota Kai and Io Sky come out to distract the referee. Bayley sends Bianca into the post. Nikki attacks Bayley and then takes out Damage Control. She gets back in the ring and Belair hits a KOD for the win. Bianca wins. After the match, Damage Control starts attacking Bianca. Asuka music plays and she runs out with Alexa Bliss. And all the women brawl until Damage Control are taken out by Alexa Bliss. We get back from commercial. Bianca and Alexa and Asuka are interviewed backstage where Bianca says that thing between her and Bayley are far from over. Bianca says she will be the last woman standing. Alexa then challenged Damage Control for the tag team title match. Asuka says they ain't ready for Asuka and Alexa Bliss. Bobby Lashley is interviewed next in a sit-down interview. He says Brock Lesnar has been ducking him for 20 years. He said if he faced Brock 20 years ago, he wouldn't have exposed him like he did at the Royal Rumble. He then says he will expose Brock Lesnar for being Bobby Lashley's wannabe. Excuse me, I'm going to stop right there. Brock Lesnar has done more than you, Mr. Lashley. You are following in his footsteps. You wish that you were him. So Brock Lesnar's music played and he walks out. Brock starts by saying that he didn't come to Texas to have a sit down interview with Lashley. He says when he visits Texas, he wants to fight. Bobby gets up and rushes to the ring as Brock calls him out. Lashley's music plays and comes out rushing to the ring. Lesnar doesn't wait for him and rushes him, taking him down as both men brawl. WWE officials and superstars to try to break these two up. Triple H also comes out to ensure that there's order. But Brock still charges Lashley, and the brawl continues. Triple H screams that if they touch each other, then the fight is off. Triple H was screaming, I'm having a heart attack at this point. I'm having like fucking palpitations here. Hey, Paul, do us a favor. Can you please calm down? Okay? Calm down and let's not have you have a coronary on live TV. Okay? Makes me happy. We have Austin Theory versus Seth freaking Rollins. By the way, he has his blonde back. Is that going to be a change, or is that just going to be evolving? Austin Theory's music hits and he walks out to the ring with his Money in the Bank briefcase. Seth Rollins' theme song plays and he walks out to the ring. The match starts and crowd starts singing Seth's theme song. Theory goes for a kick but is caught and tripped up by Rollins. Rollins goes for the pedigree early, but Theory rolls out of the ring. Rollins kicks Theory in the face, followed by a chop. He sends Theory into the ring. As Rollins goes for a springboard move, he's tripped up by Theory. He's then slammed into the announcer's desk, and then the steel steps. We come back from commercial. Theory attacks Rollins with a clothesline in the corner, followed by a fallaway slam. Cover 1-2 kick out. Theory continues to work Rollins, but Rollins fights back as both men exchanges blows. Theory sent to the outside with a clothesline. Rollins then hits the suicide dive and quickly gets back in the ring and does the same thing again. Rollins rolls back and attempted to, again, but stopped by Theory, who Theory is sent outside with a clothesline. Rollins hits a suicide dive and quickly gets back in the ring and does the same thing again. Rollins rolls back and attempts it again, but is stopped by Theory, who picks him up, but Rollins counters with a Falcon Arrow. Cover 1-2 kick out. Rollins with a springboard knee followed by a super kick. Covers 1-2 kick out. Rollins goes for the pedigree, but is countered into the roll-up, and both men exchange roll-ups until Theory punches Rollins and hits the neck breaker. Cover 1-2 kick out. Theory picks up Rollins, but Rollins escapes and hits an enziguri. However, Theory comes back with a blockbuster. Cover 1-2 kick out. Theory picks up Rollins, but Rollins fights out of it with an elbow strike. He then goes for an elbow, but is stopped by with a super kick, followed by a forearm strike. Theory goes for a pedigree, but is picked up and slammed down. Rollins hits the stomp for the win. Rollins is the winner. We have an SUV arrives backstage. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman step out of the SUV. We go to commercial break. Roman Reigns' music plays, and he walks out with Paul Heyman to the ring. The fans start to chant Usi. Roman starts by asking the crowd to acknowledge him. He then says that he and Sammy he has Sammy and Jay working on becoming Usi. He then says that for over 2 years he has been hyping opponents only for him to smash his opponents. Roman called himself the greatest of all time, and he's going against a guy who has had 2 matches. So there's no way he's going to hype up a match with an outsider like Logan Paul. He said that while he won't do that, Heyman will will and hands over the mic to Paul Heyman, who introduces himself in a trademark fashion. He mentions the steel screws inserted into his hands, and he notes that the fact that he has trained with Shawn Michaels, despite this, Logan Paul is going to get smashed by Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman also says that the one thing that Reigns can't tolerate is an outsider. The Miz music plays and walks out to the ring, and I'm telling you, Roman could have eaten him up and spit in him out and had him a fucking for an not even appetizer, a starter from the appetizer. He could have fucking had him for, that was his bubble gum. All right? That was his bubble gum. Paul Heyman also says that one thing that Reigns can't tolerate. Okay. The Miz starts out by saying he acknowledges Roman Reigns. He says that he is there to help Roman as he knows Logan better than anyone else since he brought him into the WWE. He admitted that Logan Paul has screws in his hand. Miz then says that he couldn't help Reigns since he's dealing with Loomis. He then asks Reigns to help him, and in return, he will neutralize Logan Paul. Roman asks if he is trying to cut a deal. He then asks The Miz why everyone keeps talking about Logan Paul knocking him out before laying him out with a Superman punch. He then finishes by saying that people should be talking about him knocking Logan Paul out, but Roman then leaves the ring. The Miz is interviewed backstage. Kathy Kelly informs Miz that Johnny Gargano sat down in a tell-all interview and that that will be aired later tonight. The Miz says that any story should be published after the fact checked. He then warns WWE of defamation. Ali walks in and says it's unfortunate that he is trying to get the match canceled. He then says The Miz has tiny balls. Hold on. We go to Damian Priest versus Carl Anderson. All right. I'm going to send this out because I'm going to make sure people know about it. I'm 40 years old. It's not a big secret, all right? It's not a secret at all, all right? The problem is that at a certain age, you're going to find younger men that are somehow they're going to tick something off in you. Women, heed my warning. You have a cougar card, all right? It's inside of you. Mine unfortunately activated. And I'm going to tell you how it activated. By fucking Dominic Mysterio. All right? I don't know what the fuck they did. I don't know their voodoo or shit in WWE. But they actually did it. They actually activated my fucking cougar card. Because now I'm 40. And I'm much older than this gentleman. He's 25 years old. I'm now considered a cougar. This fucking sucks. Because let me tell you something. I cannot watch Raw without a cold beverage. Because I need to get something to cool me down. Okay? So just heed my warning, ladies. Look afar. Look afar. Don't pounce. You'll get yourself fucking in trouble. All right? Unless he's made of money, then more power to you. And the reason why I bring him up is because we're dealing with this match. The Judgment Day music plays, and then they walk out to the ring. The OC music plays next, and they walk out. The match starts with Priest getting an advantage after knocking down Anderson, but Anderson sends Priest to the outside. He then slams Priest into the post before punching Dominic. No, Mr. Anderson. No. You don't do that to him. I'm protecting him, okay? I'm one of his new mummies, okay? Priest then super kicks Anderson. Commercial break. We come back. Priest hits Anderson with a forearm, followed by a Falcon Arrow. Cover 1-2 kick out. Priest continues to work Anderson. Anderson fights back with a kick and strikes. He knocks down Priest and hits a senton. He then hits the spine buster. Cover 1-2 kick out. He climbs to the top rope, but Rhea distracts the referee. Priest catches Anderson and hits the South of Heaven. He goes for the reckoning, but Anderson counters with a backslide for the win. Carl Anderson picks up the win. After the match, both teams brawl in the ring. Rhea hits a low blow on Gallows. The expression alone makes me laugh. And dares Styles and Anderson to hit her. A little 2-on-1. Yes, I go there. Okay? Don't fuck with me. I'm that bad. I go to the gutter for that one, okay? This allows them to attack from behind. Priest hits the Razor's Edge, which is I don't know if I think they're keeping the Razor's Edge out of this the respect of Razor Ramon Scott Hall on Styles, while Balor hits a coup de grace on Anderson. Dominic hits the frog splash, but then he does this. I'm like, everybody else can go away. Stick Dominic in the middle of the ring, and please, WWE, hear my warning. Give him Guerrero, and we are off to the races. You want to give Dominic Mysterio heat? This is like nuclear heat, honestly. On Styles, the Judgment Day then celebrate in the ring. MVP and Amos are backstage. MVP says that Braun Strowman can fly over any truck he wants. Flip over any truck he wants. But he will never measure up to Amos. And he will find that out at Crown Jewel. He then says he is coming to SmackDown and has a surprise for Strowman. JBL music hits and he goes out to the ring. Heed my warning, fans. Hear my warning, friends. When JBL's music comes on, go do something else or change the channel. You have my permission. JBL starts by saying it's good to be in Texas. He praises Texas and talks about his legacy. He then insults the crowd for ruining Texas, claiming that they have Texas into turned Texas into an embarrassment. He then says that no one from the crowd can call themselves a Texan. He then says he will reintroduce greatness into Texas and asks the crowd to get up on their feet to welcome Baron Corbin. Corbin starts by the crowd must envy being in his presence. He then says he has it all. He then thanks the crowd for scraping a few dollars to come and see him in person. He then asks the crowd not to boo, but before he could complete, R-Truth's music play, and he comes out singing his song. JBL calls Truth a buffoon before saying he looks ridiculous. Truth says he wants to wish the crowd a happy Halloween. Then he says he likes their Halloween costumes. JBL says they aren't wearing any costumes. Truth says that JBL is dressed like an angry, out-of-touch old man. Baron swings at him, but Truth ducks and kicks him, but he is distracted by JBL, allowing Corbin to hit the end of days. Damage Control are seen backstage, and Bayley is trying to tell Nikki Cross something, but Nikki walks away. Trigger Street Fight, Matt Riddle versus Otis. Matt Riddle's music plays. He walks out to the ring and dressed as Ezekiel along with Elias. The Alpha Academy music plays and Gable comes out saying he could have dressed like sociocrats, but no one in the crowd would have gotten the joke. He then is dressed up like Patrick Swayze from Saturday Night Live with Chris Farley. Then he introduces Otis, who comes out. They both start posing their way to the ring. The match starts with Otis is immediately sent into the ring post. Riddle kicks Gable before hitting Floating Bro. You go to commercial. Otis works Riddle in the ring. Riddle fights back and with a jumping knee and hits a forearm in the corner before being knocked down by Otis. Otis then attacks Riddle in the corner. Then he hits the worm. Otis sent into the post. Gable hits a clothesline on Riddle before being taken out by Elias. Riddle goes for an RKO, but is powered slammed by Otis. Otis attempted a splash, but Riddle moves out of the way. Elias placed a pumpkin on Otis' head before Riddle hits the RKO for the win. Matt Riddle. Damage Control arguing that they aren't ready to defend their titles. Io says they're going to embarrass Asuka and Alexa. Bayley asks them not to get riled before saying they are taking control of this decision. The Miz versus Mustafa Ali. The Miz's music plays first, and he comes out to the ring. We go to commercial break. We have Mustafa Ali music play, and he comes out to the ring. The match starts off with Ali sent into the corner turnbuckle. The Miz then stomps Ali before Irish whipping him into the corner. Ali rolls up. The Miz 1-2 kick out. He then hits an atomic drop on Miz and followed with a neck breaker. Cover 1-2 kick out. Climbs the top rope and goes for a 450 splash, but Miz moves out of the way and hits a big boot. Miz sends Ali into the turnbuckle. Come back from a commercial break. Miz kicks the chest out. The Miz kicks the chest of Ali continuously. He goes for another kick, but Ali counters with a backstabber. The Miz hits a basement kick followed by a DDT. Cover 1-2 kick out. Ali fights back with a DDT of its own. Miz rolls out of the ring. Ali climbs to the top rope and dives onto the Miz. Miz sends Ali over the announcer's desk. Miz is attacked by Loomis from behind. Miz ducks and escapes Loomis as the latter is chased by security. This allows Ali to land a super kick followed by a 450 splash for the win. Ali picks up the win. Byron Saxton is on WWE Investigates, who says Johnny Gargano has something to reveal regarding Loomis and Miz. He asks, who is Dexter Loomis? Gargano says he may have his quirks, but is just trying to earn a living. He says that Loomis' wedding, Dexter lost his job and took a toll on his psyche. The Miz took advantage of it. He revealed that he overheard Miz and Loomis talking on the night of his return. He then played a tape of the Miz offering Loomis money to kidnap him. Gargano then claims that Miz paid Loomis to stage these attacks. He then says that Miz exploited him. He then says that there was no physical altercation between them. He also claimed that he orchestrated his own downfall against Bobby Lashley. He also says that Dexter is coming after Miz for real, since the Miz probably didn't pay him. We have the main event. We have Damage Control versus Alexa Bliss and Asuka. First, Bianca Belair's music played, followed by Asuka and Alexa Bliss. They walk out to the ring. Damage Control music plays next, and the group walked out to the ring. Match starts with Bliss and Io in the ring. Bliss unleashes an assault to Sky. Bliss goes for a knee but misses, and Io Sky sends her into the corner and tags in her partner. Dakota Kai attacks Bliss in the corner. Cover 1-2 kick out. She tags in Io Sky, who continues to work Bliss before tagging her partner. Bliss slams Kai in the mat. and hits the senton. Cover 1-2 kick out. Bliss goes for Hurricanrana before tagging in Asuka. Asuka with vicious strikes followed by a German suplex. Kai drags Asuka down by her hair before tagging her partner. Both women brawl in the ring. Asuka takes down Io with a lariat before tagging in her partner. Bliss tags in Asuka, who sends Kai and Io Sky outside. Both women dive on their opponents. Asuka attempts a kick but catches the post. We come back from commercial break. Asuka hits a clothesline on Io. Io went to the outside. Bailey helps Sky tag in her partner. Kai goes for a kick and misses. Roll up 1-2 kick out. Kai and Sky went outside as Bliss makes the tag. Bliss with vicious strikes on Kai followed by a drop kick. Bliss picks up Kai and tags in her partner and then hits a combination. Asuka locks in an armbar, but Sky breaks it up. Dakota tags in Io, who hits the Meteora in the corner on Asuka. Sky then hits a springboard dropkick. Io climbs to the top rope and goes for a dive, but it's caught by Asuka. Cover 1-2 kick out. 1-2-3 kick out. No, sorry, 1-2 kick out. Asuka transitions into an armbar, but Bailey distracts the referee as Kai breaks it up. Bliss is knocked out by Kai before she hits the scorpion kick on Asuka. Belair and Bailey battle outside the ring as Bailey hits the Bailey to belly through a table. Asuka fights back, is taken out by a kick from Kai. Io goes for a moonsault, but Asuka moves out of the way and she kicks her in the head before tagging her partner, who hits Twisted Bliss for the win. Alexa Bliss and Asuka pick up the win, and they are new women's tag team champions. Now, so Alexa Bliss gets to close out a match. No, I don't think so. No, but I gotta admit, this match was better than it was with Jade Cargill and Marina Shafir. I'll take this all day before I fucking deal with Marina Shafir. We have the quick results for NXT. I'm not going to go right all into it. Bottom line, Braun Breaker opened the show with a promo that interrupted by Pretty Deadly. Wesley came out to back up Breaker. This set up for a tag team title match later on in the evening. Grayson Waller defeated R-Truth by referee stoppage after R-Truth suffered some sort of injury, most common concussion, but it was a torn quad. Vic Joseph had a sit-down interview with the Schism. Ava Raine explained that nobody reached out to her when she gotten injured except for Joe Gacy. Cameron Grimes is still in their sights, and Gacy will have one more match with him. Backstage, Javier Bernal told Edris Enofé and Malik Blade that they're not championship material and not to waste their time talking to Shawn Michaels. He asked for a match later and got it. But Odyssey Jones comes out of HBK's office and to say it's Bernal's the opponent. Kiana James defeated Thea Hale by pinfall. Charlie Dempsey came out to attack Andre Chase after the match. Duke Hudson, who Chase has sent away mid-match for attempting to help. Thea Hale, winning by cheating, came back out to help fight off Dempsey. Odyssey Jones defeated Javier Bernal by pinfall. Toxic Attraction celebrated Mandy Rose's one-year-long title reign until Abba Fire crashes the party and took out G.D. Dolan. Next week, Fire plans on taking out J.C. Jane. Then the 2 weeks, she'll take the title from Mandy Rose. Apollo Crews tells Mackenzie Mitchell that he and NXT Universe wants to see him against Braun Breaker, but Breaker might not wants to see it. Von Wagner interrupts to declare himself for going after the belt. Early in the night, Mr. Stone went up to Braun Breaker backstage to say Breaker can't beat Wagner, so this is carrying on that theme. Other scripts call to the WWE Performance Center. They also tagged the side of the building with graffiti on the name. Indy Hartwell defeated Zoe Starks by pinfall. T-Bar or Donovan Dijak or whatever he'll be called spoke out more about having another chance at justice. Valentina Feroz spoke to Sangha backstage, who turned her away, but called her strong. Veer Mahan then told Sangha that NXT Sangha kindness is mistaken for weakness. Wendy Chu was listening in. Cora Jade defeated Valencia Feroz by pinfall. Wendy Chu made the save after the match when Jade was going to continue to beat down Feroz. Backstage, Tony D'Angelo hyped up Channing Stacks Lorenzo for his match next week against Hawk Walker. Electra Lopez came over to say it feels good to be her own boss. If D'Angelo once thought she was dangerous before, watch how she is now. Pretty Deadly retained the NXT Tag Team Champions over Braun Breaker and Wes Lee by pinfall as Carmelo Hayes interfered and led to the ring getting pinned. After the match, Von Wagner laid out Breaker. Apollo Crews was watching on the monitor, and J.D. McDonald came over to intimidate him about his vision not coming true. And that is it. It's a real quick synapse. I'm not dealing with it because I don't even watch it anymore. I can't. Until it gets better or until something happens, I'm not watching it. But we did have cuts for the NXT. Triple H took over WWE Creative and a lot of changes were made immediately afterwards. However, some things remain the same, including the company cutting talent at irregular intervals. They let go 5 NXT wrestlers this week, and now it seems the company plans on releasing more in the future. The company released Bodie Hayward. He was involved in Chase U. That was a shocker to me, honestly. Also was let go Sloane Jacobs, Erica Yang, Damaris Griffin, and Ru Feng this week. Due to this, fans started wondering whether the company will end up letting go more talent of the future. The new initiative, if you can't get yourself on fucking TV within a year to 6 months, you're done. This waiting in the fucking PC for 3 fucking years, it's not going to cut it. They need to catch on. This is not like you go through grades, like 1st to 12th. It's not happening. It's like college. You have 4 years to prove yourself. By the 4th year, you should have already been a couple storylines, at least a title, and or waiting to go on the main roster. That's it. I'm done. We're done with this. They can't get it. Get them the fuck out. That's including the NIL league and also the tryouts. If you can't get it, you can't catch on, you can't make a name for yourself, you're out of there, and I love the fact of that. Well, speaking, so all of this, who do you think is going to get released? Who do you think is going to get released? Honestly. I'm hoping for more. AEW World Championship Eliminator Match. AEW World Champion Jon Moxley, Daddy Magic, Matt Menard with Cool Hand Angelo Parker. Parker was on the ropes, barking at the champ. Moxley took his frustrations out on Daddy Magic, throwing him out of the ring and then whipping Menard into the guardrail. Mox charged at Menard in the ring, but Menard countered with forearms. Moxley countered and a pile driver, but Parker wiped out Mox outside the ring as the ref was distracted by Menard. Menard hoisted up Mox and crotched him on the steel ring post. Back in the ring, Mox and Matt slugged it out. Mox walloped Matt with the King Kong lariat. Moxley suplexed Menard off the top turnbuckle for a near fall. Mox maintained control of Menard's ankle, but Menard kicked his his way out of it. Moxley stomped on Menard's head and on Menard's head. Parker jumped on the ring apron, but Moxley blasted him with a cutter. As Mox was distracted, Menard planted Mox with a DDT. Moxley fired back, locking Menard in a rear naked sleeper and forcing him to tap. Stokely Hathaway came out with Lee Moriarty. After the match, Hathaway invited Mox to go one-on-one with Moriarty next week on Dynamite. Moxley, you are a hell of a talented guy. The Blackpool Combat Club really likes you, but you're hanging out with the wrong crowd. If you want a match with Moxley, I'll see your ass in Baltimore. Limitless Keith Lee versus Serpentico. Okay. Serpentico charged at Lee, but Lee hoisted him up with a powerbomb and pinned him. A massive powerbomb just cratering Serpentico, said Excalibur. After the match, Tony Schiavone tried to interview Keith Lee, but AEW World Tag Team Champs, the Acclaim, interrupted. Bowens, Max, and I were with Billy all morning, and he went MIA. Where is he? Billy had a family emergency. He had to leave early today. Swerve Strickland appeared on the screen. Swerve had Billy tied up to a chair. Swerve had a pair of pliers and used them on Billy's fingers. The Acclaim ran to the back while Keith looked in disbelief. He's not sure Keith Lee was even aware of this, said Jim Ross. Tay Mello versus Madison Rain. They booted Madison in the mood. Tay booed Madison in the midsection. Tay tripped Madison with a judo roll. Tay slapped Madison with a big right hand. Madison tripped up Tay. As they turnabout is fair play. Mello grabbed Madison and dropped her across the top turnbuckle with a modified backbreaker. Madison rallied back with a DDT to Tay. Madison followed up with a neckbreaker and a near fall on Tay. Madison perched herself on the top turnbuckle on a turnbuckle, brought down Tay with a cutter. Tay attempted a pile driver, but Madison escaped. Madison connected with a sliding lariat. Tay shoved Madison into the corner and began hammering with chops. Tay nailed Madison with a pump knee strike. She finished off Madison with the TKO and scored a victory via pin. She earned this one because it was a great match, said Schiavone. Let's see now backstage with Ethan Page. Page, we didn't decide as a group to change. MJF decided to change his plans. He decided all of a sudden he couldn't do everything the right way. He could do everything the right way. The firm made MJF the number one contender, but you decided to change your plans, and we decided to stop doing favors for you. Enjoy the week off, Max, but don't be too happy, Moxley, because I'm entered in the Full Gear Eliminator Tournament. Main event time, TNT Championship match, Wardlow versus Matt Tavern. By the way, they got fired from Impact. At this point, who fucking cares? Just keep replacing them with either former WWE talent or former AEW talent. Taven chopped at Wardlow and followed up with a dropkick. Wardlow barely budged, and then he hit Taven with a headbutt and a hip toss. Wardlow rammed his shoulder into Taven's midsection and then whipped him over the ropes. Mike Bennett ambushed Wardlow, but Wardlow shrugged it off. Taven flew through the air over the top rope and splashed down onto Warlow with a flying body press. Bennett whipped Warlow into the Sting ring steps. Tavern hit a frog splash down onto Warlow's tweaked knee. Tavern smashed Warlow with a running knee to the face. Warlow grabbed Tavern and sent him for a ride with the F10. Warlow wrecked Tavern with a lariat and a belly-to-belly suplex. Warlow spiked Tavern with a spinebuster. Maria jumped onto the apron to distract Warlow. Warlow delivered the goods through and powered bombed Tavern. The fans want to see it again, said Shivani. Warlow powerbombed Tavern again, and then again. After the fourth powerbomb, Warlow pinned Tavern. Mike Bennett chop blocked Warlow from behind. Ring of Honor TV champion Samoa Joe sprinted to the ring and even up the odds. Samoa cleaned the ring of the Kingdom. Powerhouse Hobbs music hit. Hobbs walked down to the ring. Who does Hobbs have in his sights? Said Excalibur. The embassy jumped into the ring and the ambushed Warlow and Samoa Joe. Powerhouse Hobbs helped the embassy, planting Warlow with a spinebuster. Powerhouse Hobbs grabbed Warlow's title belt and held it up while Brian Cage hoisted up Samoa Joe's title championship. Brian Cage better fucking start thinking, did he choose the wrong company? Because he had an offer from WWE. He would have already been on TV on Raw or SmackDown. Dynamite. The Dynamite was being telecasted from the Chesapeake Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. We started off with Darby Allin versus Jay Lethal with Satnam Singh and Sanjay Dutt. Darby didn't want to wait for Lethal to make his way down to the ramp. They brawled all over the ringside. Darby whipped Lethal into the steel guardrail. Satnam stepped in the way of Darby, and Lethal preventing Darby from hitting a tope suicida. Lethal catapulted Darby into the steel ring steps. Lethal locked on the figure four leg lock. Outside the ring, Lethal stomped on the back of Darby's knee. Lethal dumped Darby with a German suplex on the ring apron. Lethal was looking to drop the King's elbow, but Darby countered it with a crucifix. Darby avoided Lethal injection and countered with a rear naked choke. Lethal got to his feet and backed Darby into the turnbuckles. Darby released the choke and came over the top with a stunner to Lethal. Darby rocketed out of the ring with a tope suicida at Satnam Singh, but Singh didn't even budge. The ref ejected Satnam and Sanjay from the ringside. A man in Sting's coat wearing a Sting mask distracted Darby while Lethal hit Darby with a bat and then lethal injection. Jay Lethal pinned Darby. The imposter dressed as Sting entered the ring, and he was unmasked as Cole Carter from the factory. Sting's music hit, but Jeff Jarrett jumped into the ring and leveled Darby with a guitar shot. Jarrett, Darby Allin, you just got a lesson from the last outlaw. Whatever you worship, Darby, it becomes your weakness. Sting has become your weakness, biggest weakness. And now I've got Darby Allin out of the way. I've got a message not only for the entire AEW roster, not only for Shivani. This goes to the insane, the rabid, the delusional AEW fan base. My family got into the professional wrestling business in 1946. That means for over 75 years. 3 generations. Whenever the Jarretts went, we left an impact. I can assure you from day one, my fingerprints, my grandmother's fingerprints have been all over AEW. And I can assure you, before I am done this place, there will be a full of body bags. You can choke on that slap nuts. Jeff Jarrett has basically gotten the same role in AEW that he left in WWE. I hope he's not on fucking TV all the time. I don't want him on TV all the time. He's not um, Triple H. He's not. AEW World Eliminator match. We have John Moxley versus Lee Moriarty. All Ethan Page joined the commentary team. Lee and Mox exchanged round kicks until Mox blasted him with a big forearm. Moxley bit the skull of Moriarty. He followed up with an overhead throw for a near fall on Moriarty. Moxley charged at Moriarty, but Moriarty sidestepped him, and Mox crashed into the steel ring post. Mox and Moriarty traded heavy elbows strikes. Lee and hit a springboard onto Mox. Lee grounded and pounded Moxley. Moxley ensured stomps from Moriarty and fought back to his feet. Mox nailed Moriarty with a King Kong lariat. Moxley drilled Lee with a cutter for a near fall. Moriarty popped up with a knee strike to Mox. The champ grabbed a double wrist lock and then transitioned into a armbar, but Moriarty locked on the Border City stretch. Moxley rolled and cracked Lee for a near fall. Mox finally locked in the armbar and forced Moriarty to tap out. Ethan Page sprinted to the ring and blindsided Moxley with a boot. Renee Paquette had a sit-down interview with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Saraya. Except Baker didn't show up as scheduled. Saraya, Baker doesn't care. She should be lucky she even had this interview. But there's something about AEW, and I want to be a part of it. Once the timing came around, it was perfect. I felt like I could give more of it. I'm going to save this for next week because there's one more doctor I'm going to consult with. Tony Schiavone backstage with William Regal. I still have a long way to go, dear Max. At Full Gear, all the potential in the world won't help you become AEW World Champion when you have to face a real demon, John Moxley. Daddy Ass's birthday bash. Billy's hands were all taped up from the attack by Swerve last week. There's a table set up in the ring. Bowens, it's been a very tough week for all of us because last week Sneaky Swerve did some damage to Daddy Ass's fingers. And now he can't scissor, but we're starting this off hot. Caster, check out the Acclaim's foam scissors. They have they have with Hulk Hogan, and they have DX and the whole situation. Bowens, who wants to give Daddy Ass a gift? Max, grab a gift. You've accomplished a lot in your career. You're a Hall of Famer, a stand-up guy, and you're the world's greatest daddy. Caster presented a trophy to Daddy Ass. Bowens, and we have one more final gift. Max, I have filed a ton of paperwork, and we have a certificate of adoption. We all need a signature from you. What do you think? Billy, I get to be your daddy? Austin and Colton Gunn interrupt the birthday bash, upset they didn't get the invite to their father's birthday party. W. Morrison leveled Billy from behind with a high boot, and then the Guns beat down the Acclaim. FTR, Dax Hardwood, and Cash Wheeler came up came to the ring to even up the odds. The firm took a powder. FTR handed the AEW World Tag Team belts back to the Acclaim. Tony Schiavone with Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. Welcome to my interview, my time. We just want to wrestle. Find us a tag team to wrestle on Friday. Let's do it. ROH World Champion match. Ocho Chris Jericho versus a former Ring of Honor champion. Jericho, he said he was ready for this open challenge. Jericho, who is it going to be? Show yourself. Colt Boom Boom Cabana came out and to accept the challenge. The fans chanted, "Welcome back." Cabana took the fight to Jericho. Cabana collided with Jericho, taking Jericho off his feet with a shoulder tackle. Jericho bailed out of the ring. Cabana chased Jericho, and Jericho hit Colt with a chop. Cabana tried for the Chicago skyline, but Jericho tumbled out of the ring onto the floor, onto the cold arena floor. Jericho tried for the walls of Jericho, but Colt countered with an inside cradle for a near fall. Jericho poked Colt in the eye. Colt dodged the Judas effect. Colt put Jericho in the Billy Goat's curse. Colt attempted the Superman pin, but Hager grabbed Colt to save Jericho. Colt moonsaulted onto Hager and Garcia. Jericho blasted Cabana with a codebreaker and pinned him. Matt Menard and Angelo Parker grabbed Ian Riccaboni from the broadcast booth. Claudio attacked Jericho coming to the lad's aid. Bryan Danielson sprinted out to help Claudio Wheeler Yuta and ran out, and it was basically the Blackpool Combat Club against Jericho Appreciation Society until security separated the two factions. The All-Atlantic Championship. Orange Cassidy versus Luchasaurus. Ray Phoenix and Orange charged at Luchasaurus. The big dino fought back, but Orange and Phoenix sent Luchasaurus tumbling outside with a dropkick. Orange crushed Phoenix with a... Oh, wait a second. Oh, I guess Ray Phoenix is also in there. Okay. It was a triple threat. My bad. Orange crushed Phoenix with a spinning DDT. Luchasaurus entered the ring and took out both Cassidy and Ray Phoenix with a double shoulder tackle. Luchasaurus plowed onto Orange and Ray Phoenix with a clothesline. Luchasaurus was dismantling his opponents. Cassidy came back with the Orange Punch, wiping out Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus chokeslammed Ray Phoenix through the timekeeper's table. Luchasaurus leveled Orange with a pump kick. Luchasaurus headbutted Orange on the ramp. Jungle Boy ran through the tunnel and waffled Luchasaurus with a steel chair. Jungle Boy Jack Perry threw his body at Luchasaurus and knocked him off the stage and through tables. The Bastard Pack ran to the ring and handed the ring bell hammer to Ray Phoenix, but Ray wanted no part of it and he tossed it back to Pack. Back in the ring, Orange hit Ray with the Orange Punch and pinned him. Immediately after the bell, Pac jumped onto the ring, into the ring and attacked Orange Cassidy. Shibata, Rocky Romero, and Best Friends came to the ring. Pac retreated. The crowd here in Baltimore is disbelief, so Pac said Pac. So is Pac, said Excalibur. Shibata signed a contract and will be facing Orange Cassidy this Friday at Rampage. You want to see a 5-star classic? You want to hear about it? So you're going to stay right here. You're going to hear a 5-star fucking match. It's gonna blow Sasha Banks and fucking Bailey out of the water. It's gonna blow whatever they did at WrestleMania 35 out of the water. TBS Championship, Jade Cargill versus Marina Shafir. Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero came out to the ramp doing live commentary over the house microphone to distract Jade. Marina tried for a knee bar, but Jade up kicked and then followed that with a pump kick. Cargill planted Marina with Jaden, and it was pinned. Oh my god, it was a fucking classic. Oh my god. I want to take a little time before I completely finish with the rest of the run through of this. I'm a fucking fan of JD from New York. All right? I'm a huge fan of his. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing, okay? He is my inspiration. When you have the AEW women's locker room attack him because he said, oh no, I don't want to see this match, fuck you. And I am not a fucking, whatever. I'm not discriminatory. I didn't want to see the match at all. When I seen what I seen, I was clamoring for fucking JD to get on. And you know what? Right now, I support JD. I love JD. And let me tell you something. Sick of this canceling shit. I'm sick and tired of, we have to be all inclusive. We can not like things. We don't have to legitimately eat shit and like it, okay? I am tired of this with people doing this. And then Jade Cargill is the biggest asshole on the planet. She goes and defends her opponent. Marina, you've got to get out of the wrestling business. Your husband, Roderick Strong, let me tell you something. That doesn't bode well for him. It makes him look like, oh shit, my wife can't fucking wrestle. And I'm her husband. Go do yourself a favor. Go and be Troy's mom. Go have another kid. Have a couple kids. You're no good. Alright? You're no fucking good. And if people want to fucking rag on me, go ahead. I've fucking stood up for him, and I got fucking told to go sleep with my 17-year-old fucking son. How do you go from that to that? Disgusting fucking pigs. That should not even be on Twitter, have internet capability, or whatnot. They're disgusting pigs. And that's all I'm going to say about it. I stand with JD. If you're no good, I'm going to tell you you're no good. I've been watching wrestling since I'm 3 months old. All right? I think I have a good enough reason to chime in. I've been watching wrestling for 40 years. All right? As much as I've been alive. I've been through the Attitude Era. I've been through the 80s. I've been through the 90s. I've been through it all. All right? I go back and watch shit that I missed. All right? I have I have every right to criticize. And fuck you saying that I don't know because I'm not a wrestler. Doesn't matter. People who are movie critics. Have they ever made a movie? No. But they know what they're talking about. So I don't want to fucking hear this from anybody. JD didn't do anything wrong. In fact, he fucking was right the entire time. And if you don't like it, you can fucking eat my left fucking ass cheek and have the right one for dessert. Moving on, Ring of Honor World TV Championship match. Samoa Joe versus Brian Cage. Cage dared Samoa Joe to charge at him. Joe accepted, and Cage didn't budge. Samoa Joe tried again and steamrolled Brian Cage. Samoa Joe grabbed at Brian Cage. Joe used a snapmare and then a big elbow drop on Cage. Prince Nana distracted Joe, and Cage took advantage of the distraction. Cage kicked Joe in the midsection. Brian Cage took the champ off his feet with a clothesline. Brian Cage sent Samoa Joe flying with a German suplex, with Joe landing hard on his shoulder. Brian Cage did a flip over the top rope and crashed down onto Joe outside the ring. Joe got to his feet and hit Cage with heavy chops and then a Manhattan drop. Joe sat out with a senton for a near fall. Joe power slammed Cage for a 2 count. Out of nowhere, Cage gained an upper hand, jumping off the top rope and splashing onto Samoa Joe for a near fall. Cage spiked Samoa Joe with a pump handle slam for a near fall. Cage smashed Samoa Joe with a distance lariat. Joe locked Brian Cage in a sleeper and forced Cage to tap out. The Gates of Agony and the other members of the embassy jumped into the ring and attacked Samoa Joe. TNT champion Wardlow came down to the ring, chased off Embassy, retreating when faced with the prospect of facing Wardlow. Powerhouse Hobbs ambushed Wardlow from behind, planting him with a spinebuster. Hobbs held up the TNT championship. What a statement made tonight by Hobbs, said Excalibur. So that is that. We have it going live tonight with WWE Hall of Famer hold on. They will be live. They're going to have WWE Hall of Famer Mike Tyson there tonight, and also SmackDown as taped, so it is what it is. But I will be recording tonight after SmackDown to be launched at 8 a.m. for the preview and predictions, and that is it. That is it for episode 263. I want everybody to have a great weekend. Enjoy Crown Jewel. I will be watching it. As soon as I get home from seeing my son, I will be going. I will try to go live with the review. But if I don't, I will record it. It will be uploaded very quickly, so you'll get something to enjoy. So I will see you all next week at 2 p.m. I'm gonna try it again. Hopefully, it doesn't conk out on me. But please go check out all my other stuff on the channel. Also, please go follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, MEL'S Mat Chat. Check me out on Snapchat and Facebook. Also, please go like, subscribe, and turn on my notifications so when I upload something or I try to go live, you'll know about it. And I don't know when I'll go with the review. It's going to be sometime on Saturday evening. Please do me a favor. Please go and check out Harry's.com. Go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. Go check out everything with House of Glory, which is at hogwrestling.net. Also, please go check out Outbreak Wrestling and Sanctuary Wrestling on their social media pages. I want everybody to have a great weekend. Enjoy Crown Jewel. I'll see you tomorrow at some time. You'll see me twice. You'll see me with an upload, and hopefully I can go live as soon as I maybe can get home, all right? I love you all, and enjoy yourself.